Hello, I'm Caroline Jones. Tonight, a story that poses the question, how far should someone reasonably go to save the life of a perfect stranger? Ash Forkingham is a young Sydney man who's decided to go to Canada to donate one of his kidneys to a seriously ill woman he's only just met. Since his mother found out, she's been desperately trying to stop the surgery.
It's like having my son surgically extracted. I have made a donation. I'm living on one organ.
This is the story of the Forkingham family, a group called the Jesus Christians, and a guru called Dave.
Okay, so you get the box.
Yeah, okay.
We call it bin raiding and getting the food from the bins, but the most popular term is dumpster diving. Part of the way that we try and live simply as a group is getting a lot of our food from the discards from supermarkets and groceries, taking that food and eating it.
Plenty of mangoes, there's broccoli over the other side.
Mango.
Yeah, it sounds very disgusting to if you're hearing it for the first time, but it's actually a surprising indicator of, the level of affluence and the level of waste, the level of apathy in our society.
Nothing wrong with the broccoli.
Yeah, it's good.
I've seen broccoli in a shop worse than that.
It's like a lucky dip. It's exciting. It's kind of like hunting and gathering. You just go out and see what you can find. And sometimes you're lucky and sometimes you're not.
Not bad, eh?
Yeah, not bad at all.
It's probably a good idea to keep an eye out, like for security personnel. They may, hassle you a bit, but the other thing, of course, is that they might lock the bin up. You just try and get in and out as quickly and surreptitiously as you can.
Welcome back. You know what you got.
Basically, the Jesus Christians believe that what Jesus said, he meant.
We have
That we're supposed to follow the things that he said, in the gospel. When he said, "Woe to you who are rich, and blessed are you who are poor," that he meant that, that we shouldn't be just, accumulating wealth for ourselves.
You guys going to play with that stuff all night, or we're going to bring it in and eat it? When we looked at the teachings of Jesus, it became clear to us that this whole attitude towards money was fundamental. You either serve God or you serve money. Well, let's serve God, which kind of put money, over where it should be. That if it was going to come, it had to be God that brought it. We were not going to seek after it. You could say it's voluntary poverty, but it might be voluntary abundance, really. And what we found is that we probably looked on from the outside, we don't have much. But viewed from where we're at, because we're ready to take nothing, we just, we get quite excited about practically every meal, that it's part of God's provision.
It always tastes better when it's free.
And I went a little bit further with that and said, well, look, if a Christian is somebody who follows Christ, what would happen if we just let Jesus tell us what to do? And what would happen if people actually obeyed him today? And that became, the basis for our beliefs.
God is great, God is good, and we thank him for the food. We're gonna thank you, Lord, both day and night. We're gonna thank you, Lord, you're out of sight.
So in the early days, we were considered like a Christian youth group, doing outreach to kids on the street. Kids meaning 18-year-olds. The criticism that's associated with the group has really only been happening since we were labeled a cult.
6 or 7 years ago, something happened that has had a lot of repercussions as far as the community is concerned. I was on a plane from LA to Sydney, and they had a movie called A Gift of Love. And it was about a boy, a true story about a boy who donated a kidney to his grandmother.
But I just won't do it.
After all this?
And I was not even aware that you could do such a thing. Can I actually donate a kidney to help somebody?
Please don't die, Grandma! Don't die!
The idea of actually saving someone's life, this is like the ultimate, that I could actually save someone's life was amazing. Even if it was only one, it was something I wanted to do. because that's what we Jesus Christians are all about, is trying to help people.
It's February 2002 and two Jesus Christians, Robin and Casey, are going to donate their kidneys to strangers.
When I first heard about kidney donation, I thought, wow, that is a great idea. I mean, I thought it really fits in with the way I think. It's something I want to do. I thought it was radical. And, you know, I'm kind of used to Dave bringing up, you know, radical ideas. I didn't think, I knew that the general public was going to freak out.
I think we'll be the kidney cult for sure, you know, that we're chopping people up and selling them for spare parts.
I was one of the first people to donate kidneys. There were no non-directed kidney donations allowed in Australia. So we really had no alternative but to look overseas if this is what we wanted to do.
So I became, I think, the fourth one to donate over there. I think it's up to about 19 now that have donated. We've got about 30 members. The membership is, at this stage, mostly in Kenya, England, America, and Australia.
I'm 22 years old. At the time I was 19. I just almost completed my first year of graphic design.
Like a book?
I was walking down this long tunnel, and at the end of the tunnel there was a guy handing out books and no one was stopping for him. And, you know, even though I was in a rush, I stopped and said, oh, you know, what is this?
Story on the future. My friend writes it here in Sydney.
It was this book called Survivors.
As long as you're interested in reading it, you can have it.
It was just very sort of rational, saying, look, you know, you get a lot of people talking about, you know, prophecy.
It's kind of based on the book of Revelation.
Whether it happens or not, the main message is that God's in control, and this whole thing that we can work for what we believe in.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
And like work for God rather than for money was the thing that I was going through at the time, and to see it in this book was it was like a reassurance, but also something that, you know, made me want to get in touch with the people handing it out.